Hello, everybody. Welcome to day 2 of our Schuler Winter Showcase. We are thrilled to be back. This is our third virtual showcase that we've done, and we are so excited to have you here with us. If you were here yesterday, we've got another great lineup, all new acts for you to check out. If this is your first time checking us out, make sure that you go back and look at the recording from yesterday because we had some really incredible performances as well. We are teamed up with our friends again from How To Concerts, Jake and Jolene, and they are making us look good, and they're going to be on a little bit later to talk about some of the really cool things that they've been doing. My name's Sue Boxrud. I'm one of the agents here with Schuler, and so we are, like I said, just thrilled to have you here and happy that you could take a little bit of your time this afternoon. So, speaking of cool things going on virtually, since last spring, we have been doing a ton of acts virtually with campuses all across the country. And so we've been working with you, understanding that budgets are a little bit tricky right now, can be. And so right away, we were able to put into place a package deal. So our 5 for $5,500 deal is where you get to choose the acts that you like. If you're going to do a number of shows with us, 5, then we are going to discount those acts. So many people took advantage of this in the fall, and so we are just keeping the train rolling and discounting the rest of the acts that you're looking at here for the spring. So if you've had some shows booked with us in the past and would like to continue discounting, please know that that is still there. We also have a new one that we've rolled out for this spring, and that is our 3 for $3,000, and that's on our diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. We know that these are really important right now, especially with everything that's been going on around the world, and especially here at home, and making sure that we are putting out great content for your students to know that that they can have poetry, they can have speakers, they can have comedians, they can have musicians that can really fill their bucket when it comes to those diversity, equity, and inclusion programs as well. So please do ask us about that. It's a newer program, a newer package deal that we have just rolled out, and so we are excited to be able to offer that as well. Actually, our first artist, Ebony Stewart, is a part of both the 5 for $5,500 as well as the 3 for $3,000. So without further ado, let's kick things off. Ebony Stewart is an award-winning international touring poet and performance artist. Her work speaks to the Black experience with emphasis on gender, sexuality, womanhood, and race, with the hopes to be relatable, remove shame, heal minds, encourage dialogue, and inspire folks in marginalized communities. Please welcome Ebony Stewart.
So me and all my badass walk into a bar, a club, a runway, or just any day, and I got my grunge turned up. Got on all black everything, including my skin, but make no mistake, I look good in anything, cause all my amazing popped into Bantu, a bald, a mohawk. I'm so punk rock, I got dreads for the dreaded. Sister curls on swirl, but underneath it all, my nature be natural. Star-studded, spiked, and a boss bitch for anybody who wanna try me. I'm just saying, I'm so hardcore, I get to be a Black woman, moshing through this life, swimming through. What are some things that your mother or strong women in your life, what are some things that they have said or little sayings that they've given you over the time? Oh, we typing. Y'all not as quick now, huh? Are your mother's poets like mine? For the longest, I also thought that my mom could definitely give lines like ghostwrite for Drake, because, you know, they be coming up with stuff. Swear my mama wasn't wrestling her former life the way she make us tap out, or some baseball legend the way she aimed with precision. My mother is the only woman whose justification is because I said so. Love us so much, her whole body is a window bar and security gate. Protect us like ain't nobody getting in. The kind of woman who did it on her own, sacrificed everything we didn't need for nothing, never knew we didn't have nothing because we had everything. The kind of woman who, when she come home from work, she don't want to hear nothing about our problems, especially if they start with the silliest I want and I need, to which she replies, you want to leave me alone and you need to read a book, or bring me your homework so I can see what you've been doing all day. My mother keeps the moon in her eyes. So everything is an ocean and I am her sky. I learn the ways of her waves, her ripple, and mimic her sea. And so I pray to God, if I ever have children, my mother is the kind of mother I want to be. I have like more of a vulnerable question for you all. What are some things that we are fearful of or afraid of? What are some things that you've heard that people are fearful of or afraid of? You know, because maybe you like, I'm not trying to be that vulnerable this early in the day, friend. And that's cool. Let's see, throw it in the chat. What we got? I'm asked to write about the birth of my demons, to tell how fear is born, the way it came into existence. Fear must have been born like this. And tremble and strange sounds must be a belly's echo with muffled screams sung all around, must be an artist, must be an international student relearning everything that couldn't make its way across an ocean, must be an island. Fear must have a stubborn heart, must thump stress, speak creep, must haunt your dreams, your goals, your happiness. Fear be a bottom feeder. Police officer with an empty weapon after emptying his weapon inside the soul of a Black body. It must be a Black mother's home with all these unarmed Black bodies walking around. Fear must be a body in transition. Must be permission for two women to kiss in public, for two men to hold hands. Fear must be a law, must be in place to save the human race. Quote, if this were like how we're gonna die, this is the form I wanna be remembered by. So make sure you tell them that. Make sure you tell people that, because I don't want them to like come up with something that I wrote like when I was 8 and be like, this is it, girl. This is what she wrote. Cause I'm gonna be so upset, friends. I'm an artist, which also means I'm a creator because I create things. A storyteller since I have stories to tell, a visionary. I write about where I've been. These poems act as self-help. I'm a healer. Not always for myself, but one time a kid told me he almost killed himself, but he heard one of my poems and decided to keep living. And from that day forward, I was like, today is a good day to keep someone alive. I get to travel across the country and do poems for a living like that's my job. And out of 50 states, I performed in 47 of them. I read an article that said only 20% of people in the US are doing what they love, or whatever sad statistic it was. And I was like, my God, ain't damn nothing in me. I'm doing exactly what I've always wanted to do. So I must be blessed. Like everything I ever wanted, I manifested at the end of each meditation. I asked the universe to make me undeniably enough. One time, I performed for 200,000 people and I didn't throw up. It was so cool and exhausting. Did you know? I paid off my student loans with poetry. Can't nobody tell me I'm not the shit for me. One thing I could tell you about being successful is that you have to love what you're doing. Can't nobody steal my joy, not even myself. I heard or someone said, if your path is more difficult, then your calling is higher. So I say I'll be hero and legend. Nobody built like me, I designed myself. But every time I climb, my community get co-signed, divinity defined. Cheers to the Most High. I just pray I leave something good behind. When I'm talking to you, I'm actually talking to you. So hopefully you won't leave me hanging. But
Excellent. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Ebony. Oh, I love her so much. And that whole poem at the end there is so incredible. I think it got posted in the chat, but make sure that if you are looking for poetry options, Ebony has a ton of really great workshops too that can be added in addition to her show, as well as just a standalone event. Ebony is also a part of our America's Best College Poet, which is a new nationwide poetry competition that we rolled out last fall. I call it one of our COVID silver linings because it never would have happened had we not all been stuck inside of our computers. So definitely, if poetry is a thing on your campus, or if that is something that you're looking to do this spring, reach out to your agents at Bass Schuler and make sure that you're talking to them about what America's Best College Poet is and if it's right for your campus. So a little bit also about our take and makes, make and takes, whatever you want to call them. They've been really, really popular. So we have a bunch of great options. We can do word art for you. We can do you stuff it. We can do string art, different kits there, as well as vision boards. Everything but the word art can also be shipped directly to the student. So if that's a situation that you're in on your campus, definitely ask us about pricing and that kind of thing. But those are great options for a grab and go activity. If you're able to be socially distanced, whatever it takes there, we are happy to help. And those have been a real hit both this fall and moving now into the spring. So All right, let's keep the show rolling. Our next performer is a comedian who's appeared on America's Got Talent, The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, Comedy Central, and 9 seasons of MTV's Wild 'N Out. His new 1-hour comedy special and album, Unemotional Roller Coaster, is available on YouTube and all audio platforms. Please welcome to your screens, Jacob Williams.
Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. Good to be here. Before I did comedy, I actually wanted to be a magician. I did this one trick where I got my dad to disappear emotionally from the rest of my childhood. I've decided not to go to the Apple store anymore because people ask me a lot of questions when I go there. And I don't actually work there, but anyway. Someone told me I looked like the leader of a Bible study group, which I think they were making fun of me. That didn't really bother me. That's like the first time someone's referred to me as a leader. Like when I was in high school, I was actually voted most likely to grow up to look like a guy who would get married and then take his wife's last name. I feel like I'm living up to that. No, in high school, I was actually kind of a player on the chess team. I always wore Velcro shoes, which are really convenient because you don't have to worry about things like tying shoelaces or having friends. At one point in high school, I actually wrote a letter to Mad Magazine because they said Supergirl was from Krypton. I was like, actually, she's from Argo. That's a neighboring moon of Krypton. And they published my letter. They're like, congratulations, you're right. Enjoy your Fortress of Solitude. As a kid, I also wanted to be a director. I still want to direct something, even if it's like traffic outside. But I just made like short movies of my action figures, and I would get stressed out about it, even though no one knew I was doing that. I'd be like, we're way behind schedule. At one point, I auditioned for my high school's play Grease, and they told me I got the part of Alan, which if you saw the movie Grease, you might not remember Alan because he wasn't in it. That's just a name they made up to make me feel better. And my parents came to watch the play. They were in the audience, so they had the same amount of lines that I had. When I first moved to New York, someone came to my apartment and saw cockroaches, and she started freaking out. And then I had to start freaking out because I had to pretend like I didn't know that there were cockroaches. This one time I got a letter through certified mail, and I went to the post office. I was like, hey, I'd like to pick up the letter that goes with this. And they're like, we need a piece of mail with your current address on it. I was like, actually, the certified mail slip is a piece of mail. That's why I have it. I think you guys were the ones that sent it to me. And to come here. I didn't sneak into someone's house with the same name as me. Like, oh man, I really want to steal an errand. They're like, we need one more piece of mail with your current address. I'm like, there is one more that's in the back of your post office. If you can go and get that and bring it out here, that's going to solve both of our problems. And I'm not backing down on this. It's my way or the highway. Anyway, so I'm on the highway after that. At one point I got pulled over, and it was during the winter. There was a lot of snow and salt on my license plate. The cop was like, did you know I can't read your license plate? I was like, no, I didn't know that. I probably wouldn't have pulled over if I knew that. He's like, I have to give you a citation. I'm like, that is fine. I thought you were going to give me a ticket, but you just want to use me in your essay. That's okay with me. Anyway, my name is Jacob. I'm the BSE Virtual booth. Thank you so much. That's it for me. Thank you.
The best virtual events are highly interactive, and because of that, they're here to stay. Chef Jyll Everman hosts a virtual cook-along style cooking class that is both entertaining and interactive. You'll learn practical cooking tips and tricks you can actually use.
Holding your knife correctly, get your finger off the top of the knife. I don't want to see that. You don't think I can see you through this camera? I see you, I'm watching. Grab that blade, right? Pinch it, grab that blade.
Once you choose your multi-course menu, we'll send you the recipe cards, grocery lists, and then you join Jyll on a video call to cook up an amazing meal.
I have to laugh a little bit about that cooking with Jyll, because this morning I was cutting apple slices for my kids, and I thought, don't put your thumb or your finger up there, you got to pinch it. So cooking with Jyll has been really, really popular. Definitely let us know if that's something that you're looking for with your students. She's got different menus you can choose from. You get all of the stuff, like it says in the video, for grocery lists and that kind of thing. So it's a lot of fun. And how about Jacob? So funny, so awkward, so funny. And it always makes me giggle so hard because, gosh, that post office bit is so relatable. But anyway, love it, love it, love it. Next up, we have our next performer who has performed all across the country for casinos, theaters, colleges, and universities. He has an international award-winning entertainer. He is an international award-winning entertainer. He offers an interactive experience with his virtual magic show and his virtual hypnosis experience. Ladies and gentlemen, David Anthony.
Hey, thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. My name is David Anthony. I'm a comedy magician and comedy hypnotist. We're offering virtual programs in both comedy hypnosis experience and my magic show. So how about a little entertainment now? I got my first magic kit when I was just 7 years old. It was a little box about this big, had a deck of cards, magic wand, top hat, nothing too crazy. Then over the years, my magic grew and grew, and I perform all over the country. Big stage illusion shows where I saw my sisters in half, make them float and make them disappear. When I was just 7 years old, I'd walk around the house and grab anything I could put my hands on and try to do magic with it. I'll show you one of the first tricks I ever created, one of the first tricks I ever performed. I went inside the cupboard and I got a paper bag. I went inside the refrigerator and got some mustard. When I was 7 years old, I took that mustard, placed it inside the paper bag, waved my hand in a circular motion like so, and then ketchup. It gets better. When I was 7 years old, I took that ketchup, placed it back inside the paper bag, waved my hand in the opposite direction, and then, oops. I know what you're thinking. You probably think the ketchup's still in there, don't you? Nope, it's not. We're good. Still don't believe me. Still not impressed? Here we go. Thank you so much, thank you. That is just a taste of what to expect during the virtual show. The virtual show is very interactive, so your students get to participate in the show rather than just sit back and watch a performance. In fact, instead of telling you about it, why don't we just show you some clips from some recent virtual experiences. Here we go. Right now, it is in fact, if you look at your phone 4 o'clock, there and all looking up at him. You see I was short back then too. So that's just a taste of what to expect for the virtual show. It's a lot of fun for you and your students and a lot of interaction. So until next time, guys, thanks so much for being here today and spending some time with us. My name's David Anthony and I can't wait to see you again in person or through the screen. Take care.
Thank you so much, David. I will say that in addition to being an incredible magician, a great hypnotist, David is like one of the nicest, hardest working people ever. And so we just adore working with him. And so we appreciate all that you do for the schools that you are working with. So next up, our comic who has performed on The Late Late Show and was a finalist on Last Comic Standing. He's also a longtime writer and producer on Ridiculousness. Please welcome Ryan Connor.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching this BSE Showcase. I miss performing live at shows. I even like to travel. Like one time I was in the middle of a flight on the way to a college show, and the guy in front of me started panicking because he thought he was having a heart attack. And he ended up being fine, but the flight attendant announced, "We have a medical emergency. Is there a doctor on board?" And the woman behind me stood up and goes, "My husband's a chiropractor." And I don't know if you've ever seen 200 people laugh hysterically while a man thinks he's dying, but it's incredible. Like, even the guy who thought he was having a heart attack was laughing his ass off. He's like, "Yeah, my heart's exploding. Come crack my back, please. Like, what are you offering?" Like I bet if someone else was like, "Well, I once played Operation," he would have been like, "Then get in here." Yeah, I miss everything about live shows, like weird interactions with people. I was performing at this club, and this woman comes up and is talking to me after. She asked me where I went to college. I said George Mason, and she put her thumb down on my face and starts going, "Boo!" I was like, "What are you doing?" And she goes, "I went to Florida." I was like, "I don't know what that means. There's no rivalry there. Like, I went to George Mason. I have no opinion on George Mason." And she goes, "We beat you in the Final Four." I was like, okay, first of all, neither of us played in that game, all right? Like, I would know if I did, and I would also remember if a 5'2" woman played in the men's Final Four. Also, it was 15 years ago. It's like a borderline historical event. That'd be like if every time I met a British guy, I'm just like, "Boo!" He's like, "What's that for?" I'm like, "The events of Braveheart, all right?" So then she got a little self-conscious, and she was like, "Well, you know, University of Florida is known as the Harvard of Florida." And I was like, "Well, no one has ever said that before." Like, it's also a weird way to brag. I was like, "Did you know that pizza rolls are considered the lobster of the frozen food section?" It's like, low ceiling on that one. And then she goes, "Well, did you go to grad school anywhere?" And I got to lay it on her. I was like, "Yeah, I actually went to Harvard," which is not true at all. I just wanted to be able to say, or as we called it, the Florida of Massachusetts. The Crimson Gators is what we call it. So I actually have a huge and multiracial family. Here's a photo. I have, all right, so my parents got divorced when I was 2. My mom and stepdad have been together since I was 4. My stepdad's black, 2 black stepbrothers, 4 adopted brothers who are black, 2 Vietnamese brothers, a Chinese brother, and 2 white brothers. And I'm right in the middle. Like, picture a college brochure. That's basically it. Like, you see my family photo, you're like, "Yeah, I go there. Looks like a good school, state school, affordable." And here is a photo for all but one of my white brothers is missing. I'm only in the middle because this is a photo for a story about me. I don't normally sit between my parents. But since we grew up together, no one has any racial stereotypes. So it takes me a minute to get them. Like, one time a guy told me a racist joke. I just thought he was asking me a question. He's like, "There's a black guy, Hispanic guy, and an Asian guy in the back of a car. Who's driving?" I was like, "My mom? I don't know." Like, you got to give me more information. Like, when was this? Like, Tuesdays or soccer practice. If you need a ride, just say you need a ride, man. We don't need riddles here. Also, whenever I have to guess stereotypes, I'm always off because I just base them on my brother's behavior. Like, one time a comic friend of mine was writing a joke. He's like, "Hey man, I need a Chinese stereotype. You have a Chinese brother, right?" I was like, "Yeah, dude, Chinese people eat all the deviled eggs at Thanksgiving. It's ridiculous." He's like, "That might be too specific." I'm like, "From what I've seen, they're all doing it, all right?" Also, I grew up in a predominantly black neighborhood. I didn't have any white friends at all until I got to college. So it wasn't until then that I found out everyone doesn't slather their bodies in lotion 2 to 3 times a day. Like, that's just how I was raised. I was like, we might not agree on everything, but we're all fighting the war on ashiness, you know? Freshman year of college, I'm in my dorm. It's me, 5 other white guys. We're playing Madden. I paused the game to put cocoa butter on my elbows. As soon as I hit the pump on the cocoa butter, they just look at me like, "Is he about to jack off right now?" Like, I love defense too, but I'm not in love with defense. And I can tell they're looking at me weird, but I don't know why. So I offer them some, and they're like, "Ugh, I didn't know it was that kind of party." But then I start rubbing on my elbows, and they're like, "You can put dick sauce on your arms?" So we all learned something that day. All right, thanks so much, guys. I'm Ryan Connor. Enjoy the rest of the showcase.
Hi, Jolene.
Hi, wait for me right after that.
We needed some more black and teal on the screen, so we brought our shirts and our accessories to talk a little bit. How are you?
Yes, I'm good. I'm good. I think this is going great, by the way.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us. For anyone who doesn't know, this is Jolene from How To Concerts. And we wanted to bring, well, obviously you saw the Chef Jyll commercial a little bit earlier. Jolene, obviously, you all didn't shut down and stop doing events when everything happened. You've been doing national events and, Q&As and everything else. How has your role, has it changed? Has it not changed? What's different about the national event stuff?
Yeah, I mean, the core of what we do as a middle agent hasn't changed. We help people book, plan, and prepare for national level entertainment. And whatever form that takes, whether it's virtual or in person, can't wait for those again. We're helping people through the entire process. And this year, a lot has changed, and it's really hard for people that aren't doing this on a daily basis to keep up with all those changes. Entire rosters have switched around to different agencies. Little boutique agencies have popped up with some of these national artists. The contact network is a lot different. So we're chasing different people, keeping up with all of that so that we can hit the ground running for in-person events as well as keep people engaged with virtual events. And the virtual stuff, it just looks a little different. We're talking more with the artist and maybe hand holding them a little bit more to figure out virtual tech. You can talk to Jake about that. He is my virtual tech guru. As you can see, he put this together, but the conversation is we're helping the artist kind of form their plan more than just accepting a rider like we normally would for in person. So that's been the biggest change, but ultimately the goal is still the same, is to make sure both sides have a good experience and are presenting a really good product, a really good event.
Awesome. So insider information, like when do you think we're going back to live events? Is it Homecoming? Is it Springfest? Is it Springfest 2024? What's your thought?
I think the next couple months are really going to tell a lot, and some of the bigger festivals and amphitheaters are going to set the tone for that this summer in what that's going to look like rolling out. So ultimately, the same that we've been doing for months. It's kind of a waiting game to see when people feel safe and what the comfort level is, but I think every campus is going to feel a little different with their comfort level too, depending on the numbers in their area. So it's probably going to be a little bit more gradual. We'd love to flip the switch on September 1, whatever it looks like, or August 1st, but we just have to kind of play it out. And we're starting to talk a lot about what those look like, but artists want to see some kind of either contingency plan. Contracts are going to look a little different coming out of this, just so both sides are a little more protected. So we're working on all that and figuring out what this looks like as we move back into live events. And I really do think some of the virtual stuff is going to continue on. Some of these celebrity Q&As and celebrity hosted events we're doing translate really well online. And we're able to work with celebrities that are normally, filming and can't fly out somewhere, but they could do a virtual Q&A. So there's some cool opportunities that have come out of this.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's super cool. And so as we move forward, do you have any words of wisdom for the schools? Should they be putting together a COVID plan as they're submitting offers? Are they going to need those contingency plans? How can they best get themselves in the right spot to get that all together?
Yep, most artists are open to looking at in-person offers for any time. They just want to know there's a plan B in place, and whether that's you pivot to a virtual event if you have to, God forbid, or you have safety protocols in place, or language that protects the artist and maybe gets their out-of-pocket expenses paid for. They're going to want to see what your plan is, just in case. So you just kind of want to have plan A, B, and C in mind, and we can kind of help you walk through that as well, and how much to include in an offer, and what is a good plan B, C, and what does it cost, and all of that. We kind of, it's so case by case, but we're walking everyone through what theirs looks like.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, thanks for popping in and letting us utilize Jake and his expertise here for the couple days. We're so thankful for it and so grateful for our partnership together. And I think we've got a little commercial of yours to roll next, right?
Yeah.
Jake?
Making events memorable and engaging is difficult, especially right now. That's where How To Concerts comes in.
Just makes my job a whole lot easier.
The part of my job that is easier because I get to work with How To Concerts is everything.
They make everything so much easier.
Am I allowed to say everything?
It definitely have made my job easier just by doing all the parts that I don't have the time to do as well.
We've been helping clients just like you create amazing experiences like cooking classes, celebrity Q&As, concerts, drag and celebrity bingo events, and more. From the talent to virtual production, we'll provide the solutions to fit your budget. Visit howtoconcerts.com to learn more.
What's up, everybody? My name is Ebony Gambardella, and you, yes you, right there, you're about to be hypnotized. Check it out. Sleep back down, all the way down, deeper down, back down into your chair.
I've seen so many hypnotist shows, and Evan Gambardella's is the best show. You have to see it.
Gambardella. Thank you and have a great rest of your evening. Hypnotist Evan here, coming to you live from my studio theater in my basement. Currently not wearing pants. I see a lot of people there with a big difference in their hands. Sleep all the way down, deeper down, let it all go, back into the chair, into the ground, beneath you. You are what we call a natural somnambulant. Hey, Alexa, that's right. So, yeah, I can see you.
And it was such an amazing experience. I would definitely do it again.
I'm stunned.
It's trippy, man. We felt super energized afterwards.
So surprised by what I experienced.
And fly with my helium balloon and throw forks at people.
My superpower is to clean all sponges.
I'm Frog Girl, and I can turn anything into a frog with my tape system.
It was amazing to watch. It was amazing to watch Evan, and it was amazing to watch how much joy there was in the room.
We love the show mostly because we've never even met each other, but yet we have new friends.
All of their inhibitions are gone.
Everyone should hire Emily Gambardella. He's hysterical and smart and pretty and funny and love this. Huge.
I can feel good. I can feel at peace a little bit.
Just to see everybody just fall asleep and then wake up. I was really happy.
Yeah. I don't think you've been getting enough done recently.
I haven't been getting enough sun. I just want to make sure I heard that right. Okay. What would you recommend I do then, John?
You could go to the beach and get some sun there.
Okay, so you want me to be red? Like my curtain. That's why it's here. Now I remember.
I always go into things like this with sort of maybe a little healthy dose of skepticism, but also a little bit of cynicism, and this performance really broke me of that.
Everybody in the audience, this is something that we call in the hypnosis world or psychology world, if you're familiar with this, as anamnesia.
Because I saw some really authentic but extraordinary things that these people did on stage that I don't think they would have ever done. I'm extremely impressed.
How, not easily, but how open many people were to this possibility of being hypnotized, but also the benefits of being hypnotized and being able to open yourself up to the universe, because that is something I think many people struggle with.
I look forward to seeing you all there, training your brains, achieving the impossible together, and unlocking the magic of your mind. Ciao for now, folks. See you soon.
Yay, Evan Gambardella. Evan has performed in 19 countries and across 6 continents. He is unbelievable. And he was really instrumental in putting together our hypnosis experience. And so that is a different program that would be a virtual option if you're really missing the on-site hypnosis events on campus. They don't have to look anymore like that straight lineup of chairs. They definitely, Evan included, have some really great options for you, whether it be completely virtual, if it is a hybrid event where they have a reduced crowd and are really only working with the folks on stage. They can make sure that they're staying in their chairs and not touching anyone. You don't see any more of the falling over on your neighbor. But there are definitely a lot of options for you to consider if hypnosis is on your list for things you would really like to see this spring or next fall. We definitely want to talk to you about that. So thanks again to my friend Jolene for stopping in and talking a little bit more about national acts as well, and the little commercial for everything that they're doing virtually and otherwise. They are just the best. So moving right along, let's get Chris James. Chris James is now a comedian, having I don't know if you complete a successful modeling career, but he was a former model and now doing stand-up comedy. His show is full of stories and impressions and characters. He's appeared on VH1, Fox, HBO, and has lived all over the place, from England to South Africa, New York, and LA. And now he continues to tour to all of the best Zoom rooms around. Please welcome Chris James.
If you don't pick me, you're racist. Just kidding. Hi, my name's Chris James, and if you couldn't tell, I'm from London, England.
Is that your accent for real? I said, yeah. He goes, no, hold up. For real, for real. Yo, no disrespect, British homie, no disrespect. But I thought you were just a regular black. Now, he didn't base this on my complexion. Base this on my accent. How would he like it if he went to Africa and was like, hey, my brother. No. I am not your brother. Cause you are only black. I am black. African tribe of black.
I've had a lot of really cool jobs in my life. I was a successful male model in London, New York, Milan, South Africa, doing huge campaigns for Gucci, Versace, Dolce & Gabbana, Armani. That's right, black don't crack. Then I moved to LA and I became an actor. I was on networks like Fox, HBO, VH1. I've played a lot of security guards and bouncers. There wasn't many roles for black guys back then. Wakanda wasn't a thing yet. And now in my old age, I'm a stand-up comedian. I do shows in clubs, colleges, all over the country.
I try to imagine Obama as a comic. I stand here today.
I've lived and worked all over the world, and if there's one thing my story can do for you, the quarantine youth of the future, is to inspire and follow your dreams no matter what. Listen, my life's been a lot of fun, but I've had a lot of obstacles, like racism.
People don't just judge what you look like, they judge by how you sound. Especially if you're on the phone looking for an apartment in New Jersey with an English name and accent, the last thing they expect to show up at the door is this. I said, I'm looking for a 1-bedroom. The guy's like, hey, you sound classy. You sound like that kid in the movies with the glasses. Hey, Vinny, what's the name of that kid in the movie with the glasses? Harry Potter. They thought Harry Potter was going to show up. Yeah, the magic guy. Little did they know,
know black magic was going to show up. Workplace discrimination, colorism, several run-ins with the police, guilty of being black in a nice neighborhood.
The police have big black man expectations too. I'll be like, thank heavens it's the po-po. I'm sorry? No, I think you're making a mistake. Then I have to say some rich white man stuff like, you'll be hearing from my lawyer.
As a person of colour, I'm hoping that my stories will give you a global perspective on some of the issues that we're dealing with today. I can't wait to meet you virtually. I'm Chris James. Stay woke.
Thank you, Chris. Chris, like Christina put in the chat, is a part of our 3-for-3000 package as well. He can do facilitated conversations in addition to his comedy. And so definitely let us know if that's something that you are interested in chatting more about. We are getting to the end. We've got 2 great acts left to go. Next up is Kevin Daniel. He is a singer influenced by everyone from Ella Fitzgerald to Meatloaf. With 3 albums and an official 2020 South by Southwest selection, Kevin specializes in playing almost any style of popular music. His warm, bluesy tone paired with his engaging performance is a guaranteed good time at your next event, virtual or not. Please welcome Kevin Daniel.
Hey, what's up? My name is Kevin Daniel. I'm a singer-songwriter who can play a variety of music. I'm going to play a couple tunes for you today. Some of them are originals, some of them are covers. This is kind of what my sets are like when I play in person, and I hope you enjoy them. Let's start out with a song that everybody knows. Well, at first I was afraid, I was petrified. I kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. And then I spent so many nights just thinking how you'd done me wrong. I grew strong. Well, I learned how to get along. Now you're back from outer space. Well, I just walked in to find you here with that sad look upon your face. I should change my freaking locks. I should have made you leave your key. If I'd have known for just 1 second you'd be back to bother me. Oh, now go walk out the door. Just turn around now. Yeah, you're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to break me with desire? Did you think I'd crumble? You think I'd lay down and die? Oh no, not I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I'll stay alive. I got all my life to live, I got all my love to give. I will survive, I will survive. Look, you could never have too much Gloria Gaynor in your life. Obviously, that was I Will Survive. This is a song I wrote, which you can check out on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/KevinDanielMusic, to get a better idea of the kind of stuff that I sing. This song is called Used to Be, and it's about getting older, which is something that happens to all of us. I'm not the man I used to be. Oh, now like that Saturday with me. You changed, now I knew it would come. Yeah, shadow of boy I was. Well, I dream of days when I was young. Oh, a shadow lover on Anyways, guys, this is a song called Girl Crush by Little Big Town, and it is a song that I really enjoy and I love playing, and I hope you do too. I got a girl crush. I hate to admit it, but I got a heart rush that's slowing me down. Well, I got it real bad. I want everything she has. That's my midnight laugh. She's given you now. Yeah, I wanna taste her lips. Oh, 'cause it tastes like you. I wanna drown myself by the love of her perfume. I want her long blonde hair. I want her midnight touch. Yeah, 'cause maybe you owe me just as much. I got a girl crush. Oh, 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 I got a girl crush. Thank you guys so much for listening. My name is Kevin Daniel. Check out more of my stuff at thekevindaniel.com or youtube.com/KevinDanielMusic. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, Kevin. Anybody else catch his background, and were those butterfly specimens? If you can drop it in the chat, I'm curious to see what it was in the frame behind him there. So anyway, last performer of the afternoon is a stand-up comedian who has been seen on James Corden, Stephen Colbert, A Little Late with Lily Stott. Oh gosh, I should have looked that one up. Sorry. The Tonight Show, Letterman, Conan, and has a Comedy Central's half-hour special. He was also a top 5 finalist on Last Comic Standing. Please welcome Michael Palascak.
Thank you. I'm just going to assume that applause is still going. That it's going because I can't hear. No, just joking. No, this is great. It's great to be here because I went nowhere. I'm in my house. Before all this happened, I got to be home for my dad's birthday, which was fun. I asked my dad what he wanted. He said he wanted a skinny mug that fit in his car cup holder. So he's whatever age that is. I don't know. I didn't know where to go. My mom said Macy's had skinny mugs. So I went to Macy's. And I found one in their wedding registry section. I went to go buy it, and the lady at the register, she was like, "Oh, sir, that's a display mug. You can't buy that one. We can order you one." I wanted to be like, "Why don't you order you one?" When's your dad's birthday? Mine's is tomorrow. Do you really work here, or are you just a display employee? Like, you can look at it. That's all. Just look. Just look. Just look. She wouldn't sell it. She's like, "Sir, everything in this section is all a display. You just see it, and then you order it." Okay. I thought it was all a store. Yeah, I didn't know that this part was the internet live. I didn't even know the internet was touring right now, to be honest. Do they need an opener? I'm free. I am free. I do all my shows from my kitchen. I'm free. It's not free, you have to pay, but I am available. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know people were at home on their computers looking at pictures of mugs, being like, "I want to buy that one, but I need to go see it in person first." It looks like a good mug, but it could just be a hot picture of that mug. It could be a filter on there, like a Valencia or a Crema. I will not get catfished by dishware again. I wrote that in my goal journal, and I will stick to it. Every day I cross it off on my calendar. Not again, not again. I didn't know what to do. The next day I just went to a different Macy's. They took me away from that section. I swung back around when they weren't looking. I grabbed the mug I wanted. I went the escalator to a different part of the store. I found someone working there. I was like, "I would like to buy this." And she rung it up, no problem. We did it. Yeah, sometimes in life you have to steal things so you can pay for them. They don't teach you that in school. That's something you learn here. That's not... I couldn't believe I got away with it. It was like my own little Ocean's 1. Maybe that's just Ocean. I don't know. I kind of wish security chased me down like, sir, put down the mug. I just want to pay full price. This isn't a store, sir. It's a museum of future purchases. I remember I was doing a show in Michigan one time, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. And I was driving up there on their road, and I drove past this restaurant, and they had a big sign in the window. It said, today's custard, vanilla. Oh, I didn't know this was a fancy town. Vanilla was in all caps, as if the owner was like, you'll never believe what we have in store for you. Custard of the day, vanilla. Burger of the day, a cheese. Is it December? Because it feels like Christmas. I don't know. Maybe that's their Christmas, you know? Maybe children are waking up that morning just being like, today's the day. Dad, tell us about vanilla custard again. Oh, it's delicious, son. Is it full of flavor? No, and that's why I love it. It uses so few of your taste buds. It's very efficient. Just open your mouth right now and breathe. That's vanilla. Maybe that's what people in that town need, you know? Just driving home from work after a long week, just like, oh, what a long day. Oh, I hate my job. Oh, I just want to drive this car into the lake and get to the real Michigan. Oh, nothing can make today okay. I hate everything about nothing. Vanilla? That's my favorite flavor. But I never know if they have it in stock. It's all gonna be okay. One time I was telling that story in Michigan, and a lady just yelled out in the middle. She's like, I'm from Michigan, and I love vanilla. Yeah, that's the point of the story. You just supported my thesis. Thank you. I appreciate that support. You've got to love a good joke about Culver's custard, which I do love, but not vanilla chocolate. Thank you so much, Michael. We appreciate you putting that together for us. Hilarious stuff as always. Thanks, everybody. It was a great showcase today. We really appreciate you being with us. If I could get my friend Jake, could you come talk to me for a second? Yay!
Yes, hello, Sue.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing quite well. I was very happy with how this virtual showcase went.
Yes, thank you for running everything on the back side of all of it and making it all flow so nice and smooth. I know that obviously you do this for us, but can you tell me what you've been doing in like the tech video? I mean, you do all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. So when all of the lockdown stuff happened about a year ago, that's crazy. I got to work on figuring out how to make events transfer to the online space, right? So first I worked really hard on the virtual bingo events that we've been doing, figuring out trivia events, and then also just trying to figure out how to make the concert or the Q&A or the comedy experience translates to the screen a little bit better, right? So what we do at How To Concerts is figure out the best way to run your specific event. So if it's pre-recorded content, I could run it specifically like this to make it feel more like the live experience. If it's a live virtual comedy set or concert, I would work directly with the artist team to figure out how to make that experience the best looking and sounding that it could possibly be. So whether that's me running it or me teaching the artist team how to organize that virtual tech to make it the best possible event that they can possibly have. So that's what I've been working on, and would be happy to talk to any of the schools out there about their events and how to make their tech look a little bit better.
Very cool. Do you have a favorite event that you've done, Bingo Jake?
Oh, I think it probably is the bingos, which is it's crazy to think about. Because I'm such a big music person, but I think the bingos have been really fun. I have a new name. I've officially changed my name to Bingo Jake, and
Yeah.
and they've all been really fun. So, and the best part about those is that they fit every type of artist within them. It could be drag queens, it could be comedians. It's just a really good vessel to host virtual events. So I've been enjoying those a lot.
Awesome. I know that every single one of our artists that has done one has had nothing but incredible things to say, and they all want to do 100 more. So
Love it.
love it. Awesome. Well, thank you, Jake. We appreciate everything that you do for us to make us look so great and make the showcase look so great. It is all very much appreciated from the Bash Schuler family.
Absolutely. Thank you for including us.
Awesome. Yes. Well, one more final thank you and goodbye. We appreciate you spending some time with us this afternoon. We promised you a quick pick-me-up, and I hope that's exactly what it was. Please do know that throughout the course of the spring, we will be hosting a Demo Monday series. So look for those from our Facebook page and in our social media. We also send out email blasts about it as well. Coming up on Monday is one for America's Best College Poet. We've got them for speakers. We've got them for our Grad Pack Leadership series. We've got all sorts of things coming up for you. But really, it's a way for you to kind of immerse yourself into the experience and then be able to ask some questions as well. So please do take a look at those. I think there's a slide that's coming right up after this. But thanks again. And if there is anything that we can do to help, you just let us know. From Chris and Scott and myself, we really appreciate everything and hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Zoom waves.